I think we should start this video by appreciating that my handy-dandy boyfriend Jaden has made me my very own wand. Made me. That's right. Non più tra I farfalloni amerò. Hi guys, my name is Kirsty and welcome to Upside Down Books. Today we're doing the exciting thing of a book tag, and today's book tag is the mid-year freak-out book tag. Because it's already like the end of June and that's really scary. I'm excited to share all my answers with you and just like jump in on the fun because suddenly the internet has exploded with this tag and everybody's doing it. So let's start with question 1. Question number 1. The best book you've read so far in 2018. I deliberated on my answer for this one for a little bit between two particular books, but decided in the end my favourite book so far has to be Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman, because this was just 112% my humour, but it was closely followed by Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. Question number 2. The best sequel that you've read so far in 2018. This was a pretty easy one to pick because I'm terrible at continuing series, so like almost the only sequel I've read this year just about is A Million Worlds with You by Claudia Gray, but this was fantastic. It finished off the series nicely, it was still new, it was still exciting, and you just flip through every page until you get to the end. Question number 3. A new release that you want to read but you haven't gotten around to yet. For this one I picked 1,000 Perfect Notes by C.G. Drews. Ooh, I've not tried saying that out loud, that's hard. C.G. Drews. Which is Kate from Paper Fury, that's the author. If you don't follow her blog, then what are you doing with your life? I'm so excited to read this, and there were quite a few books I could have picked for this answer, but this is like the book I actually have gone out to buy because I'm so excited to read it. So I'm hoping I'll get around to it either this month or next month. You guys should definitely go and check it out if you haven't. Question number 4. Your most anticipated release for the second half of the year. I cannot even begin to express how much time I wasted trying to remember what books were coming out in the second half of the year that I was excited for, but I came up with 2 answers in the end. The first book I'm really excited for is Kingdom of Ash. Like, that just has to be like, yep, but of course that's the most anticipated book of this year. It says it's coming out in 2018. I really don't know how Sarah J Maas has managed to get a book published whilst having like a baby this year. That woman is literally insane, but I can't wait to continue this series even though I haven't read Tower of Dawn yet. But that's beside the point. The second book that's worth noting is The Lady's Guide to Petticoat and Piracy. The Lady's Guide to Pirates and Petticoats and Piracy by Mackenzie Lee. The first book, oh my gosh, The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue is like, oh, I love that book so much. I'm really excited for this one as well. Question number 5, your biggest disappointment. Question number 6, your biggest surprise. I don't remember what I picked for that one. Back to the notes. For this one I had 2 options, but I'm just going to give you one. I was going to say Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman again because I was, honest to God, so surprised with how much I liked it, but I've decided to go with Born at Midnight by C.C. Hunter because I'm currently reading this one and it's something that one of my friends Sarah gave me for Christmas last year, and whilst I wasn't expecting it to be bad, I just was not expecting it to be as bloody addictive as it is. This book is so much more than I was anticipating. It's so different from all the other different to what I was expecting from this sort of what is paranormal. I think it deserves a lot more hype and praise and glory and trophies and chocolates than what it is currently getting. Question number 7. Favourite new author. Now this could either mean a debut author or just someone new to you, so for me I'm picking this as someone new to me because I don't think they're a debut, and that is easily Alexandra Christo, who wrote To Kill a Kingdom. This book blew my socks off. I thoroughly enjoyed it and I'm so excited to like read and buy every single other piece of fiction that Christo writes because, geez Louise, this was a good book. Question number 8. Newest fictional crush. So after consulting my 1,200 name long list of fictional crushes, I decided that my newest fictional crush this year is Thad from Nil by Lynn Matson, which I do own a copy of, but I just don't have it with me right now. This was obviously followed closely by quite a few other names such as Jamie Fraser from Outlander, Monty from The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, and Derek from Born at Midnight. But Thad beats Jamie Fraser in my opinion, which is, don't burn me at the stake for saying I'm sorry. Please, someone read Nil and just appreciate the rippling muscle and genuine kindness that is Thad. Question number 8. Newest favourite character. There was only going to be 2 options for this, and that has to be either Monty from The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue or Claire from Outlander, and it's like a super tie between them and I can't choose, but I really do love Monty, but like, Claire is my gal. Question number 10. Book that made you cry. Now this was a tricky one because I'm not much of a crier, but I'm very much so a happy crier. Like, you should see me when children start singing Christmas carols. It's a real effort to keep it together. Which meant that whilst I didn't cry during any of the sad scenes in my books, you should have seen me at the end of Nil, alright? If anyone else has read this, I was like having a few little tears to myself because all the happy feels, guys. So many happy feels at the end of that book. Question number 11. Favourite book to film adaptation that you have seen this year? For this one, I did not have much to choose from because I'm terrible at actually going to see movies and I've not seen a lot of the film adaptations, or book adaptations I should say, this year. However, I haven't read the book, but the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society was awesome. I loved this film so much, so that's my pick for that answer. Question number 12. Favourite review that you've written this year? I thought this was a bit of a weird question because I quite like all of my reviews. However, when I actually thought about it, there is one review that stood out for me this year. And that's my review of Wolf Children by Paul Dowswell. And why? Why? Because when I posted my review and sent it in as I had an arc for this one, Paul himself sent me an email from like his own personal email to say thank you for reviewing the book and how much he enjoyed my review. And I was having like a little starstruck moment that Mr. Dowswell himself had reached out to say thank you. There's like high moments in my blogging career right now. Question number 13. The most beautiful book that you've bought this year? I actually had to pick two for this and I didn't find it particularly easy to remember which ones they were, but the first one I thought of was State of Sorrow by Melinda Salisbury. I thought this was absolutely gorgeous. Let me give you a closer up look. Like, the blue colours on this are just something to be amazed by. And the second book that I picked was Pantomime by Laura Lamb, and whilst it does look a little boring when I bring it closer for you guys, like, I don't know about you, but I just think the simplicity of that design and how like plain it is in comparison to everything else, it's just really pretty and eye-catching. Finally, question number 14. What book or books do you need to finish by the end of the year? I could literally give you an essay of the number of books that I need to finish, but I am not stressing myself this year on that. However, there are still a notable few books that I could do with, you know, give myself a kick up the arse to get around to. So as just a taster of this, here are some of the books that I really need to get around to. Tower of Dawn by Sarah J Maas, Reunited by Colleen Houck, Red Rising by Pierce Brown, A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J Maas, The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, The Emperor of Nihonja by John Flanagan, The Lost Stories by John Flanagan, The Royal Ranger by John Flanagan, The Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard, The King's Cage by Victoria Aveyard, Rise of the Arcane Fire, Never Fade, Seeing Red, The Sword of Shannara, The Final Empire, The Shadow Hour, and The Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb. So as you can see, I have a lot of books that I should be getting around to, but we're just not gonna let it get to us this year. We're just gonna be chill. So that brings us to the end of the tag today. I hope you enjoyed watching. I certainly enjoyed making all my answers to the questions for that one. If you want to do this tag, please feel free, go ahead and give it a go. It's a lot of fun. Let me know if you do it so I can watch or read your answers as well. But other than that, that's all for today. So I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.